And we are back. Hey there, welcome to Ace the Sales podcast. I'm your host Roshni Baronia, and apologies for being away for such a long time from this podcast. There have been actually some personal affairs that I had to attend to, and the biggest and the most important of them being that I was sending away my kiddo to USA for his undergrad. Yes, has been the most emotionally turmoil filled phase for me where my kiddo is now an adult. Time flies by, isn't it? So he is a grown up kid and he has moved for his studies to USA. I have one child and now this is a very new phase for me. So I wanted to take time off to just attend to my own emotions and prepare myself for this big change that was to come in my life, and also to be present for him because it was a big transition for him as well, and I wanted to be with him, spend more quality time with him, and that's why I'm so sorry I had to take a little bit time off from this podcast. But I'm back now, and there are some amazing topics that I'm bringing in for you, and some amazing lineup of experts who are going to share their insights on how you can be successful in sales and grow your business to the next level. So let's kick off the podcast again, wherein I am sharing my secret sauce for sales success. This is a foundational framework that I use in my work as a consultant with solopreneurs and sales coaching with organizational leaders. In case you don't know, consultants love making frameworks. And being one myself, I just couldn't resist coming up with my own framework. And this is something which I would call a very holistic framework because it takes a 360 degrees view as to how you approach sales in your daily life and how you can create sales success in your business, in your profession as a sales professional, right? So let me roll out the first alphabet of the MAPS framework for you. MAPS as in MAPS, and the first alphabet in it, M, stands for mindset, as in your thoughts about sales. I know over the years, due to arm-twisting traditional methods of selling, sales professionals and business owners who are selling their product or service are not very welcomed in any house, group, or for that matter, any conversation. And they are probably one of the most disliked people on the planet. I mean, salespeople are the most disliked people on the planet. And that's why when you find yourself in the same shoes, you start fearing that dislike. And truth be told, no one likes to be disliked, right? So you tend to avoid selling in order to save yourself from being perceived as pushy, manipulative, or being disliked. Secondly, there are multiple limiting beliefs that come up around selling, like one has to be talkative, aggressive, or one never has to take no for an answer, or many more such limiting beliefs. These limiting beliefs in turn drastically reduce your confidence and increase the ickiness around selling. For example, you fear following up with your prospect because you believe that it will annoy them. So many such limiting beliefs have made home in your mind. To top all of this, women especially are conditioned to never ask. They are conditioned to just take what is given to them and even consider money as something evil. So when in a sales situation, you have to do both. That is, you have to make an ask, and then on top of that, you have to ask for money in exchange of whatever you are serving or selling. And this actually kind of pushes you off guard. It is very intimidating for you to actually go up and ask for the sale or ask for the money when you are backed with so many limiting beliefs and the fear of dislikes. And this all is making selling so hard for you. But this actually is something which is not working for you, right? So you need to get rid of all these complexities. You need to first work upon the root of all this, that is your mindset. So you need to start from transforming your beliefs about selling. And if you want to get the easy 5-step process as to how you can do that, you can download my free ebook at roshnibaronia.com/e-book. The link I will mention in the show notes. But what's important for you to understand right now is that as a business owner, it is very important for you to view sales as just being a vehicle with which you help your customer solve their problem. If you don't sell, they won't be able to bring the change in their life, business, relationships, health, or whatever it is that you are helping them with. Get this, you have spent years honing your expertise. You are justified in getting paid for it now. Your product or service brings a change, adds value, or increases revenue for your customer. So they will be more than happy to share a part of it with you in the form of money. Because we are no more in the age of the barter system now. You definitely won't like to get paid a truckload of lemons in exchange of your product or service and then think about opening a lemonade stall, right? You won't be like to do that. So money is the most standardized system of making businesses work all across the world. So getting this sale enables a mutually beneficial exchange. It's not a crime. So shift this mindset in the first step. The second part of the framework is A, which stands for authentic selling. Now, the other biggest complaint people have with respect to selling is that they are introverted. They feel that they are introverted. They cannot say fancy words. They are not good with words. They do not have that gift of gab. So they have this belief that I cannot sell. But you know what? It's okay. You are okay. And as a coach, I never ask my clients to put on a fake cape of street smart salesperson when they are not. The truth is that you can sell by being who you are, just the way you are. The only thing you need to do is to become aware about your strengths. You are so blinded by the aversion of selling that you are not able to see that there are some aspects of your personality, your behavior that you can actually leverage in a sales situation. We all have some communication or people skill that we are good at. You just need to identify and sharpen it. Now, of course, you will ask me now, how do I identify what is my superpower in selling? Don't worry, Grasshopper. I have got just the perfect solution for you. You can take the free selling styles test available at my website. The link is mentioned in the show notes. You just have to go to roshnibaronia.com/know-your-selling-style. I have interviewed 50 plus women to come up with 5 selling styles that are specifically curated for women. So you can go check that test out because it will help you see beyond the fear of selling and embrace the style which comes naturally to you. In fact, I think I will do a dedicated episode covering all those 5 styles, but take my word for it for now that this test is so much fun. It will just take 2-3 minutes of your time, but it will be quite revealing for you to know as to how you act best in a sales situation. So go ahead and know for yourself what is your authentic selling style. It's free to take. Just know what comes naturally to you. What are your strengths in selling? Everyone has got it. You just need to identify it. Okay. Now, third in the row is P, which stands for planning. Now, this is the point where we start getting a bit strategic about sales after doing all the inner work. So in the first 2 parts of the framework, we did the inner work and now we get into the action. Remember, you have a revenue goal to meet, and whether it is a humble and a small goal or a big, audacious, hairy one, you definitely need a plan to achieve your goal. And I need to bring home a point with respect to setting sales goals. I see a lot of people mistaking revenue goals to be their sales goals. Sales goals are actually the numeric goals you assign to each of the actions that you will be taking to meet your revenue goals. For example, for a revenue or an income goal of X amount, how many clients do you need? For those many clients, how many leads you need to generate? For that, what's the event registration number that you are looking at? Is there any new product that needs to be launched? And so on and so forth. So sales planning actually gives you the precise action steps with timelines and targets that need to be achieved. Now, planning is not only about goal setting. It is also about reviewing your progress and rewarding yourself for your efforts made. Mind you, I'm saying here efforts because I know we are in the habit of celebrating the results and meeting of the targets. But I believe it is so important for us to recognize and cheer ourselves for the efforts that we are making on a daily basis, especially when you are a solopreneur. Because you need to pat your back in order to stay intrinsically motivated. So remember that you set your goals, review them, and reward yourself for the little progress you are making each and every day. And if you're not good with planning yourself, then you might find yourself missing out on your targets. And that's why I suggest that you should definitely grab the sales planner for solopreneur from bit.ly-rb-psp. The link is mentioned in the show notes. I know by now you will be saying, what is with this girl? There are so many links and downloads that she is sharing all throughout. Well, yes, because this is an actionable framework that I am giving. It is not a dummy. I want you to have handy resources for you with each and every step of the framework. I have made this MAPS framework really actionable with every piece which will make it workable for you, usable for you. So get going. 2022 is starting, and this is the one planner that you should definitely be grabbing for your business success this year. Okay? Now, let's get to the last piece of the framework, that is the S in the MAPS framework, which stands for skills. Of course, it is not only meditating and inner work that I'm asking you to do. I'm also pushing you to upgrade yourself. Because here's the thing, selling is a learnable skill like any other skill. Cooking, painting, writing, roller skating, anything can be learned, and so can selling. So what I mean by selling skills. Now, selling skills is primarily the art of communicating, getting your point across to your customer, gaining their trust, influencing their decisions, and building a long-term association with your customers. Selling skill is about coming a full circle from starting a conversation to delivering customer success. And for ease of understanding here, I am grouping the skills according to 3 phases of a sales cycle. So there's the pre-sales phase, then there is the phase where you are actually interacting with the customer, having the conversation, and the third phase is the post-sales. Now in pre-sales, it is the place where activities like building your sales pipeline, doing marketing activities, getting leads, cold calling, emailing, blogging, etc. are involved. This is the place where you are doing the groundwork to acquire new customers. So you have to be very strategic and analytical to forecast trends, study data. You have to be good with presentations and demos. If you are doing master classes or videos, then public speaking or speaking in front of camera. If you are emailing and blogging, then writing skills. If you are using CRM tools, then being good with tech and having digital fluency. Now, these are some of the skills depending on your kind of sales process you need to develop or brush up on. Now, in the second phase, when you are actually having one-on-one conversation with your potential client, the majority of the skills that come in play are the communication skills, as in the verbal and the non-verbal communications. In fact, you can get a crash course in skills from my previous podcast series titled Conversation Catalyst, where in 9 episodes, I am sharing 9 elements of an impactful conversation. So you can go back and listen to episodes 13 to episode 21, or you can download the PDF version of them from bit.ly/ats-cc guide. I mentioned the link in the show notes. So here we are talking about skills like building rapport, asking quality questions, active listening, objection handling, negotiations, and all these areas where you are actually influencing your customers' thought process and decision making. Mind you, this is also the place where you get to be the real you. Remember the strengths that you had discovered from your authentic selling styles test? Yes, this is the place where you are actually able to leverage your authentic superpowers. And lastly, the post sales. Now, here you ought to be good with relationship management, time management, delivering a wow experience to your customer, for which you need to be empathetic as well as have the ability to handle crises or conflicts. Because, of course, you would never want this to happen, but dissatisfaction and conflicts do arise while you are having that customer engagement or delivering your product or a service. So how skillfully you are able to navigate those situations is an art. So you see now, here you have got the highly effective and actionable sales success formula in this episode. All you need to do now is to get started with it. And if you face any hurdle, you know where to find me. I'm at connect@roshnibaronia.com or on Instagram at Roshni_Baronia. Tag me and let me know what was your top takeaway from the episode, and remember to share this episode with one of your business buddies. You never know, this might just be the learning that they were wanting to have, and they'll be grateful to you forever. Thank you so much for investing your time with me here. This really means a lot for me. Take care and meet me in the next episode of Ace the Sales. This is your host Roshni Baronia signing off.